how to make a basic tassel with the loom. What you need is any loom tool, scissors, tapestry needle or yarn needle, and yarn. You could use 1 or 2 colors. In this case, we're going to do 2. All right, let's get started. So with the tassel, depending on the yarn weight, it depends on the thickness of the tassel that you like. You might have to do some trial and error. In this case, I'm using a fingering weight yarn, and I'm going to make a tassel, like a simple tassel like this. So I'm going to go about 30 revolutions. So a revolution is all the way around the tool. Okay. Once you're done, you're going to secure it on the same side as when you secure it before you start it. So this is really important for a tassel. With the pom-pom, it doesn't matter, but with the tassel, you must start and end on the same side of the tool. Cut, leaving a 1/2 inch tail. Now I'm going to cut about a 12-inch piece of yarn. This will be your head knot. So if you're using a different color, you can, doesn't really matter. So it depends on what you're going to attach it to and what you're going to use it for. So you're going to slip it. Let me show you that again. You're going to slide your yarn in between the 2 spaces here like this. Then you're going to wedge it to the side of your loom tool just like this. You're going to make a tight double knot. So with this tight double knot, sometimes if your tassel is really thick, you're not going to be able to get it super tight when it's on the loom tool. So what usually will happen is that you'll make this head knot, and then you'll actually make another head knot and then cut the old one off so that it's really tight. All right, so now you're going to wedge your yarn bundle off the tool. So now I'm going to make a neck knot. I'm going to use an accent of hot pink. So I'm going to lay the accent yarn down like this, and before I make that tie, I'm going to smooth down my yarn bundle. So one side will be longer and one side will be shorter. So see, this is longer, this is shorter. 4 inches is fine on the short side. Now you're going to make a tight double knot. So you might want to do some adjustment before you commit to tying. So you might want to tie it really high or really low. That's totally up to you. What I like to make sure I do though is when I make that tight double knot, I try to land it where the gap is or where the 2 sides of yarn meet. So here there's a natural gap, so you see that, and I'll explain why later. So make your first tight double knot. So you could finish there, or I like to actually make an accent. So what I do is I pull really tight on the long side, wrap it around. In this case, I'm just going to go about 10 times. Feel that the more you wrap, the more defined your tassel becomes, and it's really pretty. So now you're going to make another tight double knot. Okay. So now you're going to cut your loops here. Always like working with the bowl. You just cut. Okay, and then now you're going to trim the end to make sure they're even. So now what you do is you'll have these kind of 2 loose pieces of yarn. What I like to do is hide it. So what you do is you'll take your tapestry needle, insert it in the middle, take one end, thread it, leaving kind of a shortish tail. You don't have to pull it all the way through. And you're just going to pull it inside your tassel here. Okay? Now pull pretty gently. The nice thing about this is as you pull, that knot is actually going to start turn inward as well, hiding it even more. Now you're going to do it for the second end of the tail. Okay. Again, pull it gently. Now that knot is totally hidden. So now what I like to do is I like to trim these off. So you don't see them. You might need to trim this a little bit further. And if you want to make this really short, just trim it really short, leave it long, whichever you like. Here is your basic tassel with the loom.